And that's blocked by Turner. Shot clock down to 4. Halliburton a deep 3, and he drills it.
Arians finds Warren. Here's a long 3.
Was in, now Duarte, another 3.
And welcome everybody to episode 10 of the Pacing Forward podcast. Yes, I know it's a bit weird. This episode's coming on a Thursday, but we figured we might as well just get the lottery in, get everything in this week, rather than do one on Monday and then wait until the lottery, and then wait until next week to do one on the lottery. Might as well just get everything in there. It's a bit weird. We'll go back to our normal schedule shortly, but we decided we'd change it up for the lottery. Anyways, my name is Cammy, the house that Cammy built. You already know that. I'm joined by my co-host.
What's good, everybody? It's Dom.
Yep, it's Dom, and we got a special guest here. Please introduce yourself.
I am Graham Simpson. My be at GraemePxP on Twitter. It's the only account I ever have, by the way. I want to know if Cammy, if you're going to tell the story of why we're doing it here on this Wednesday night and it'll be out on Thursday. Are you going to tell that story or just going to let it slide?
Why we're doing it on Wednesday night?
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to give the real story?
I feel like we should give some context to this.
So you want me to give the real story? You want me to give the real story? The real story and not the 14 and not the
people deserve to know.
The real story.
I feel like we don't.
The real story and not the 4TV version. Yeah, all right. I'm not gonna put his business out there, but I'm just gonna let everybody know that I have the most punctual podcast partner of all time. That's all I'm gonna say. He's always on time. He's never late. All right.
Are you talking about me?
Yes, dude. What?
I couldn't hear you. You cut out for a little bit there. So
Yeah. I was gonna say I have the greatest podcast partner of all time. He's always on time.
Yes, you do. You're welcome.
All right. Yeah, people would think otherwise. Anyways, so the draft lottery was last night. Actually, it was Tuesday night and started around 8:00. Took a while to pick up, but there was a lot of there was some shit that happened, and my co-host had some interesting reactions. Why don't I'll just give you the field.
So midway through the season, obviously one of the more popular trades of the year was the Domantas Sabonis trade to the Kings. To the Kings that were looking to make a play-in push, and I say that with quotation marks, for young guard Tyrese Halliburton, which basically meant the Pacers were hitting the official reset, sort of like a reset, maybe still are looking to contend the next year, but obviously they were looking to tank this year. And so us as Pacers fans, we looked, and we won like a solid amount of games, like post tank too. Like there was like a lot of really good wins. There was the Celtics win, that was great. I think there was a win against the Pistons that was great. So there were a lot of really good wins. And now that I think about it, I wish that there were a lot of more losses. But through the draft, through the draft lottery, which was yesterday, the picks that were revealed, it's what is it? It's
Number 1,
Orlando picks.
Number 2,
picks
OKC.
1. OKC picks 2.
3
is
Houston.
Rockets.
Number 4 is tell me about number 4, Dom. Who's number 4?
Number 4 is the Sacramento. I just put quotations around their play-in push. The Sacramento Kings, who were again supposed to make a play-in push, found themselves instead tanking at the end of the season due to a couple of injuries to Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox, overall the team not
being that great.
I'll let you take over.
Yeah, number 4 were the beloved Sacramento Kings. Number 5 were the what were they? The Detroit Pistons, and number 6 was us, the Indiana Pacers. Now, I mean, I'm not mad about being 6, especially since we had a chance at like 8 or 9, and we were projected for 7. So I'm not mad at 6, but it does put a little bit of a damper on what my plan was for the lottery, which was for us to get either Jaden Ivey or Shaedon Sharpe. And I know that the top 3 picks are already solidified, which is going to be Chet Paolo or Chet Paolo and Jabari in no particular order. And number 4, the Kings, and number 5, the Pistons. That's that little gray area where it's either one of Jaden and Shaedon Sharpe are selected, or both of them are selected, God forbid, which I really hope doesn't happen because I need one of those guys at the end of this draft. And because we're picking 6th, and because besides the top 3, there are 2 other teams that might just take both of them, that puts a little bit of a damper on there. But at the same time, the Kings don't really need a guard. They need a guy next to Sabonis or a wing player. So, I mean, Keegan Murray would be the right option considering he is more NBA ready, and I know the Kings are going to go for the play-in this year. Considering he is more NBA ready. What's up?
And we talked about this. Like, we were looking at, like, depth charts and whatnot. And obviously the Pistons, they're obviously looking to draft a shooting guard. And I mean, they're in pretty good position to do so. Because they're at 5, and you're gonna get one of Shaedon or Jaden there.
Yeah.
At that
I
5
will
spot.
say that the Kings ran into a bit of luck with the Trailblazers falling.
Oh yeah.
So they did get a good amount of luck there getting to that 4th spot because they couldn't have been 5 or 6.
Yeah. Right. They were projected for like what, pick 8? Yeah, exactly.
So I don't want to say they're the winner of the lottery because I think obviously the number one
Magic
pick
are
in
the
Oklahoma
winners,
City,
but they're one of the winners.
They're considering their jump. I would say they're walking out pretty happy.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. I mean, it's not. Yeah, they're definitely not mad about where they were. They're gonna get a franchise-changing player if they don't fuck them up, which they actually might do, considering what team it is. But I mean, they've been drafting decently well these past few years. I mean, 2017 was Fox, 2018 was Marvin Bagley, who never really panned out. I mean, he's doing all right in Detroit now. 2019 they didn't have their pick. 2020 was Tyrese Halliburton, who's with Indiana now, and 2021 was Davion Mitchell, who's always going to be underrated as one of the best defenders in the league, regardless of position.
But also, like, to add on to that, like, they've drafted. What is that, like 3? No, I mean, I guess they drafted. They drafted Bagley, but that's like you drafted a shooting guard, or you drafted a point guard when you already had De'Aaron Fox like 2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you drafted Davion Mitchell on top of that.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's kind of confusing.
So it's point guard, big man, nobody, point guard. So you guys kind of need like a wing big type of guy, and I think Keegan Murray would work really well with them.
How good is, I don't know if you know this or not, how good is Keegan Murray as a defender? Because
not that good. Not that good. But I don't know if Graham knows that much about this, but Keegan Murray isn't the greatest defender.
And yeah, I haven't really studied the draft too much. Usually after the Sixers have their second round exit, I'm too mad at basketball.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna let you rant. Don't worry.
That's one of those moments. I really haven't looked at defense. I know surface level things about the best guys, of course, following some college ball. But yeah, this used to be my shit. I used to just know everything back when there was a purpose for it. Back when the lottery every year.
Back when the Sixers.
Another thing about the Kings, looking at some wings, you also got Harrison Barnes, who's got 1 foot out the door.
Yeah, Harrison Barnes probably gone soon because he doesn't fit their timeline at all.
I think that's that's a really big incentive to get, a forward or a guard forward, someone like that can stretch the floor and still be lengthy and have some defense value to them.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of that, I don't think they want to take on a project at this point in their timeline, because Fox is going to peak soon. Sabonis, he's going to expire in a couple of years. You need a guy that's, if you want to make the play-in, if you want to make your fans happy, you need a guy that's going to come out of the gate with a strong impact. And, Keegan Murray is one of the best college basketball players one of the best college basketball players of the year last year. So, obviously, he's going to be the one to make that impact. And taking a guy like Shaedon Sharpe, who, while he has a very high ceiling, he's only 18 years old. He didn't play a single college game. He's the biggest gamble of this draft. So I think it would be better if you let a different team take that gamble. Not saying Indiana, but a team that wants a more long-winded type rebuild. And
this will be year 2 of De'Aaron Fox's extension. So how many years of that second contract do you want to waste with De'Aaron Fox?
Yeah.
Before he's going to be eligible for a supermax.
Exactly.
So I think that's a big thing for the Kings in this draft is what player fits the timeline according to De'Aaron Fox's contract.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. I mean, talking about when does his contract expire?
I know he's in year 2 of his extension.
Right.
It'll expire 25-26, I believe. I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll be an unrestricted free agent in 2026.
25.
He's gonna get 37 mil. Part of the last year, 25-26, and then he'll go unrestricted free agent. And he has a lot of incentives for All NBA third team,
right.
All NBA second team, All NBA first team. So
right.
the thing for the Kings is he's going to be an unrestricted free agent at the end of 26. You have to draft according to your timeline of where he's going to be eligible for a supermax, and he's probably going to get incentives with making All NBA teams.
Yes,
you can't waste 3 years of that contract. You can't just have. And also, 2 years of Fox on his second contract.
Yeah, and if I were to interrupt, Sabonis' contract expires in 2 years. So, by the time that 2026 comes around, Sabonis might not even be on the team.
Or they're going to have to work out a mid-year extension or something. If they think that they can make certain trades, they're going to have to be buyers at the deadline for the next foreseeable future.
Absolutely,
there's no way they can afford to sell. So they're going to have to.
They have to do something.
This pick might be traded at the trade deadline.
Really,
that's another thing you could look at. I think that they have to be. They're in a spot where they have to be ultra aggressive because it's a must playoffs in the next 2-3 years. If they're not making the playoffs,
then there's something wrong.
Joke of a franchise in the history of sports.
Yeah.
I mean, this team, they have so much pressure to be aggressive trading, especially on the trade deadline, to be buyers every single year until Fox's contract's up. But that's another thing. Maybe some of their young guys and picks get traded for somebody that's established and can be that third complement star, or maybe a second star, and you make Sabonis the complement.
Who are you thinking of?
I have no clue. I really have no clue. The market's not out there yet. I don't know, maybe a Zach LaVine or someone. I just don't see it though. That's someone that maybe comes available if the Chicago Bulls experiment doesn't work, or a DeMar DeRozan or someone like that. You just need a team that's on an experiment, and it just not pan out, and you try and take one of their guys.
Yeah, because at this point, you can't just keep stacking young guys together hoping something will stick.
You can't.
Yeah, because at some point, I mean, not at some point your fans will get fed up. Your fans are fed up.
And another reason, I know we're talking about the Kings a lot, but another reason you have to be super aggressive in the trade deadline and making these type of trades is because damn well nobody's going to sign to Sacramento.
Yeah, that's the same problem.
It's not a destination. When Jimmy Butler contract expired, he's not going to walk into the Kings organization, or something like that. They have to be that much more aggressive because they have a lot of pressure on the front office, especially, and they're not a destination that any free agent will want to go, any top 20 player wants to go to.
Yeah, exactly. So they have to get creative. They have to get creative.
This is a huge draft for them.
This is a huge draft, And I think this coming season and the following offseason is a make or break for them.
I agree.
Because I mean, if the draft doesn't pan out, if they can't afford to take a gamble at all, like at all, they need to go with a safe bet. And for that, I think it is Keegan Murray. And talking about the Pistons, I mean, me and Dom were talking about this a while ago. I think it's pretty much set in stone that they're going to take Jaden Ivey, pair him up with Cade Cunningham, and have that ready for the future. Because while Jaden Ivey is going to be pretty good out the gate, he's going to be like, he's only, how old is Jaden Ivey?
19, I think.
He's
19,
20 years old. He's 20 years old. Yeah, so he's 20 years old. Cade is, I think, about 20 years old as well. So, I mean, you're going to pair those two guys up. Good. That's a really nice front court for the future. No, back court for the future. So, I think they're going to be set. And I think that leads up to us taking Shaedon Sharpe, you know, pairing him up with Halliburton and Duarte. I'm imagining Duarte is going to be the shooting guard. Sharpe is going to be the small forward. You know, a power forward, we're going to have, what's his name, Isaiah Jackson, and then Miles at center to ride it out for at least until the deadline. I mean, Dom, what do you think of this Miles thing?
I mean, we still have Brogdon and we still have Miles.
I think Brogdon is a draft day trade.
If Brogdon is a draft day trade, I say you look at the Kings. They need
move up.
If the Kings want to move down, and I mean, but that would be really good for the Kings. Like they're not only are they getting like a good shooting guard next to Fox, but they're also getting like a top, like, or still a lottery pick to add onto it as well.
Oh, hey, Dom, one more thing. Dom, while we were recording this, the All-NBA rookie teams came out, and Chris Duarte's second team.
Second team?
Yeah.
Hold on. I mean, I know he was injured for most of the season. Who is on okay, hold on. Ranking all rookie first team.
I have first team out.
Yeah, that first team is
Scotty Barnes, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green, Evan Mobley, and Franz Wagner. I really don't think you can disagree with that.
There's nothing we can.
And people were
talking. And you look at guys in the second team. They're all like, you know, borderline first team guys, but they miss time. Like Josh Giddey and Duarte and Dosunmu, Bones Highland, Herb Jones. I think it's solid. But yeah, like you look at Duarte and Josh Giddey, especially if they play more games, you could see them sneak in first team.
Yeah. And I think if Duarte kept up that play he had in the beginning of the year, and especially without that injury that he had that made him miss the Rising Stars game, I think he would have been closer to the first team. But back to what we were saying about Miles. Continue, Dom.
Yeah, I really don't want us to trade the Kings like Brogdon and a pick for just to move up, because like that's a crazy amount of assets for them. But at the same time, if that was the trade, then obviously we'd be like fully tanking. I just don't want to be the team
which is preferable.
Which is preferable? Staying where we are?
No, tanking.
I think
tanking.
You think tanking is preferable?
I want us to have at least one more year of trying to lose.
Race for Wembanyama?
Yes, bro. Yes, I'm telling you, any team that gets Victor Wembanyama is winning a championship. He's that damn good.
I see some Sixers career arc with Joel Embiid right there.
People are saying trade Joel Embiid for that pick that is gonna get Wembanyama. What do you think of that?
No.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying is like you throw it in, you trust the process, and you draft a, you know, don't want to say like unknown, but someone that has extreme amount of potential, and you ride with it.
Yeah, I mean the guy's like a Rudy Gobert with like shooting and like Rudy Gobert with offensive skills, basically.
Basically, yes.
He's that damn good. He is that damn good. So, I mean, as I was saying, Dom, I think we should try to trade. I think we should deal Brogdon at the deadline, try to move up, and with Miles, I think it's until the deadline. I think we should give Miles some time as a solo center, see how he does, and then assess the situation at the deadline. Because maybe if he's doing really good, we could flip him. If he's not doing really good, if his value is still low, we could keep him. Because I don't see any incentive in trading him now when he's coming off injury. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get that. I just honestly, I just don't want to make the Kings like
that much better.
I would feel very disgusting to be the team that gets fleeced by the Sacramento Kings. But okay. I mean, if that was the trade that if that was the trade that we did, then that would mean that the team is on a clear path. Right now, we're still on like the do we want to tank, do we not want to tank path.
You're on the soft rebuild.
Yeah.
But okay, Dom. If it was a team not named the Kings that had pick 4, would you do it?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. So
you don't want to have the courtesy fleece back to you.
It's specifically off of that. Okay, thank you, Dom.
It's literally if you trade Brogdon to the Kings, it would literally be the courtesy fleece. Like you're back even now.
Yeah. That's true. You did something for me, we'll do something for you.
Oh, hold on, we were already even before. I mean, we traded them, our best player, for Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, I've seen your Sabonis tweets, Dom. I've seen them.
I'm just saying. We traded a really good player for a really good, an okay young asset. So
an okay young asset. Yeah. Your opinion changes after every single game.
I don't know what you're saying, dude.
So what is he? Is he Chris Paul? Is he Chris Paul or is he fucking Tony Roden?
I can't answer that question, man.
Whoa, stop right there. We are not going to disrespect Tony Roden.
I brought him up specifically because I knew you'd say something.
First of all, that's literally my favorite Sixer of all time. We're not disrespecting Tony Roden.
The OG process guy?
Yes. I wonder how he's doing. I think he's in jail, right? Yeah, he was in that money.
What is it?
That is a sharp turn.
I think so.
Oh my god. No, he's playing in Greece.
Okay. I was wondering what was up with Tony.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
No, he got caught up in that scheme.
Yeah, but was that the 10 and 72 team?
Yes.
Yeah, it was like
he was on a lot of bad teams.
Yeah, Tony.
No, he was good though. Like I thoroughly enjoyed watching Tony Roden. I'd go back to that and just like I took it for granted.
Jala Loco
especially after 5 years with Ben Simmons.
KJ McDaniels was that guy for a little bit.
KJ McDaniels played at Clemson, so I got I knew him really well.
Yeah, what the fuck happened to him? Why didn't he pop off after leaving?
He fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah, exactly. All right, enough about Sixers talk. We'll get into that later.
But don't disrespect Tony Roden.
Yeah. I only said it to get a rise out of you. Don't worry.
You did. Come on, man. You know me.
All right. I'll say fucking Royale Ivy next time. Is that fine?
As long as it's not Ish Smith or Tony Roden, we're good.
Ish Smith too.
Sixers legend Ish Smith.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's about all we can talk about the lottery. I mean, the draft is in what, like 36, 35 days?
35, yeah.
That's in about like 5 weeks. So we have another 5 weeks of stressing out, and then we have the draft, which I think we're gonna make a Brogdon deal, and we might move up. I hope to God, but I don't know. I don't know if you heard the Kevin Pritchard interview, Dom.
I heard he said that like some shit like we're not gonna settle and just like stand still or some shit. I don't know. I just know that he said that like there might be like some shit that they do during draft day. So it gives me a good amount of hope.
Do you think he's bullshitting?
You think he's bullshitting?
Do you think he's bullshitting, Dom?
I don't think he's bullshit. I mean, I think there's a good chance that he's not bullshitting and that there is an actual trade that we can do. But at the same time, I don't have as much faith as like I don't know.
Yeah, because you're hella pessimistic, dude. I'm gonna be honest. You're one of the most pessimistic people I've ever seen.
I'm pessimistic when it comes to basketball. That's it.
Okay, yeah, that's true. When it comes to like baseball, you barely know what's going on.
You just said the Angels sucked before the pod started.
Well, I did say that. I said the Angels sucks as an Angel fan because we've lost 2 back-to-back games to the Rangers, but that doesn't concern you
That's
guys.
besides the point.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, like they're 24-15. Really
Yeah,
good.
they're really good. But I like to win against the Rangers in this series.
The Braves couldn't do that either, man. I feel the pain.
All right. Let's get to the next topic at hand, which is the NBA playoffs. The second round just finished, and I really only want to focus on one series because it's the team that I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do now because they're in a very weird situation, and that's why I have my guest here, Graham. You had a couple things to say after the Sixers lost in the second round after Embiid was out for the first 4 games. Well, no, about for the first 2 games, came back wearing the mask. They won the next 2 and then lost the next 2. So, what do you think? Like, what do you make of Embiid's performance in the series, and especially Harden's performance? Because there's definitely a lot to say.
First of all, Embiid, he's playing with a broken face, torn ligament in the
More
thumb.
than a broken face.
Yeah, he's playing severely injured. A lot of players are shut down for the season or at any one of those injuries, and he's able to play with 2 of them at the same time. I think that says a lot to Embiid. And he played really well. Like, obviously, it wasn't healthy Embiid. He didn't have that same, pep in his step that he usually does. Anybody that watches the Sixers or see Embiid, when he's dropping 35 points per game, it wasn't that Embiid, but he was still out there making an impact, especially defensively, that I saw compared to Game 1 and Game 2. And then, you can't fault Embiid for anything. Like, any little exertion that Embiid has is a positive because he's not supposed to be out there. So, Embiid, slander or whatever I've seen, you could throw that all out the window for the second round because he wasn't supposed to be there. James Harden, on the other hand, I was very disappointed in because it wasn't as advertised. I know he's also dealing with a hamstring injury, so it'd be interesting to see if he has a full offseason and get that healthy. Maybe he's no longer, quote, washed, but he looked pretty washed out there to me.
What about that? What about that extension? What do you think about that?
He doesn't deserve a max, and I think that James
knows that.
He has a player, so he'll probably take the $43 million, and they have to work out a team-friendly deal. Is how I see it going.
Yeah,
because he was going to take the player on the deadline, but Daryl Morey made the trade too late, and they couldn't get everything settled, in time. So that might actually end up working to the Sixers' favor, of where they could just settle on a new deal long term. I expect him to pick up that option, get $43 million, and then a less than max contract after that. Then he retires as a Sixer. That's honestly how I see it going. So
you think he retires as a Sixer?
I do.
Okay. So you think he retires? I mean, what do you expect from him next year?
I expect a little bit better than what he was this season. I think he still has that in the tank. In the injury problems, I'm just gonna hope that he just had a lingering hamstring, the full off season, get that rested up, and he's good to go. I mean, I'm not expecting Houston Rocket Harden, but I'm expecting a little bit more than what we just saw. Like the passive was so frustrating because we just traded away someone that was passive. We want you to step back 3 like every possession when you have a chance in isolation because we've never had a taste of that. And we had somebody that can get 13 assists. Getting 8 assists would be great if you just had 8 more points per game and an extra 3. I feel like that's where the Sixers fan base is coming from with more of their slander from James Harden. Like, yeah, the passing is great, but we just traded that away because we needed your skill set, and you're not showing us that skill set when we needed it the most.
Exactly, because I know damn well they didn't trade a passive guy to get another passive guy.
Exactly.
All right.
We traded Harden for his ability to work with Embiid in the pick and roll, which they didn't really do because at that point of the season, Embiid can't just become a rim runner, especially with the injury, and we're trying to take away as much contact as possible.
Yeah,
just let Embiid work in the high post. And we got him to space the floor, which I guess he does. He has some sort of gravity, but he just wasn't. He's not a catch and shoot 3 guy. We knew that coming in, but exactly. He refuses to catch and shoot.
I mean,
he didn't have the step back 3.
Yeah, they give those 2 a full training camp They let Harden get healthy. They let Embiid get healthy. Because I mean, if you saw Embiid, dude was literally avoiding like bright lights when he was walking through the hallway.
Exactly.
So like the dude's vision was messed up. I heard he had like a dent in his skull or something.
I heard that too, where he had like impaired vision as well. There's a lot of things wrong with Embiid. We'll just said like any slander of Joel from in the second round is just like.
Are you
stupid.
going at someone specifically? Are you going at someone specifically?
I'm just saying, like I've seen like. It's like Heat versus Haters, whatever account. Like there's some big accounts that are just like saying random stuff because whatever it takes for likes these days on Twitter.
Yeah,
I've seen some like unreasonable things.
Yeah, you got Dom laughing at that now.
I mean, like, is it like anything that he brought was a positive? Like, it was impossible for him to be negative.
I agree with you.
Exactly.
On that.
It's like the biggest thing for me. Is Maxey wasn't also his normal self, but even he, being a young guy, I'm not gonna give him a pass, but like I'm not gonna go at him like I would Harden. It's just the role players. Like we have unplayable guys. We have, like Shake Milton only showed up. Like Matisse Thybulle, Shake Milton only showed up in the fourth quarter of Game 6 when the game was already over.
DeAndre Jordan
it sucks.
I don't know how he's still in the NBA.
He's terrible. I mean, he's. I mean, God Almighty. We had Tony Bradley, last season, and that was the best backup center. And we had Andre Drummond this season. That was the best backup center we've had comparable to Tony Bradley.
Y'all didn't play him.
We traded both of those away.
Yeah.
Both of our best backup bigs we've had in a long time.
Yeah, and then,
it happened last year.
Yeah.
Happened this year.
And then it seems like y'all don't know when to use Paul Reed.
He's such a unique player because if you play him at center, he's going to be undersized, but he has that dog in him.
Yeah, I mean, he's athletic as hell.
He's super like effort based. Everything he does is effort based.
Yeah, I mean,
it's really hard to understand like what matchup to put him in because he's the type of player that needs to play like 15 minutes to get the feel for the game because he's not someone that's going to start scoring. He's going to let the points come to him. So like playoff. For him, being under Joel Embiid is just not the best because the max he's going to get is like 7 minutes. So that's just not enough for him to make his footprint on the game.
I definitely think in this offseason, y'all need to go out there and just get a backup big.
Yeah.
Like, who do you have?
I think Paul Reed needs to be a 4 and work on his outside shot. I would like Andre Drummond to come back.
I think it's possible. It's possible that he comes back because his contract expires, right?
I think that's the best. I mean, even him and Embiid had good chemistry.
Yeah, him and Embiid had good chemistry. I still remember that one video where, like, I don't know if you remember this. It was like the beginning of the year, and Drummond showed up to practice, and Embiid was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Yeah, I did. And he like gave him the fist pump and like looked at the camera while he was
dapped him up. He was like, "Really? I gotta play with him."
And the season we even ran like a Drummond and Embiid lineup.
Yeah, that was surprisingly effective.
Was.
Yeah,
we couldn't rebound to save our lives. You put in that those two guys for a little stint in the third quarter. I think we did against the Pacers.
Yeah, I believe so.
And like that takes away our problem with rebounding because we don't get offensive boards at all because Embiid takes he has a shot diet unlike any center in the NBA we've ever seen.
Right, he's inside, outside, whatever.
Right, so we don't get many offensive rebounds at all. So Drummond in there helped with that, and then we helped get a lot of more rebounds on the defensive side to push in transition because that's where Embiid excels in transition.
Oh yeah, so, one more thing. What about Danny Green? What do you make of him after he went down with that injury?
I don't think he'll ever play basketball again.
Really?
He'll probably be like a House of Highlights podcast or doing something. I think. I don't think he'll ever play professional basketball.
So you think this is like one of those injuries where it's like he's already almost out the door. This just kicked him out of the door fully.
And it's a perfect storm with the fact that he's very in tune with the sports media world, and he could easily get a job with a big company, sports media wise, because
like a JJ Redick.
Yeah, I see him being a JJ Redick.
Okay. So that's. I thought I genuinely think he's gonna be as like a good seventh man. I guess like shoot threes off the bench, but I guess it's over now.
I mean, yeah, he had a good playoffs actually, but
Yeah,
I think you just can't at his age. You look at what he's done. Like he's won 3 rings. I'm not sure what more Danny wants to prove.
Yeah, he doesn't have to prove anything at all. He won 2 with the. He won. What was it like? 1 with the Lakers.
One with the Lakers, 1 with the Spurs, and 1 with the Raptors.
Oh yeah, the Raptors. I forgot about that. Yeah, he won 1 with the Raptors as well. So I guess his career is basically fulfilled. If he wants to go out like this, I guess he can.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that there's much more to prove.
And while I bring up Danny Green, I think you know what I'm gonna bring up next. People are saying like Joel injured him. He's a reckless player. What do you make of that?
I think it's just Joel being Joel. Wrong place, wrong time. Like anybody could have been injured in that situation.
It had to be Danny Green.
I'm not gonna say that, but
I'm not saying it had to be. I just said it was Danny Green at this current moment.
Like it could literally be anybody. Like anybody could be placed there at that position. It could be, we could see something like that tonight. Like it's just basketball. It's how it works. Maybe Embiid, playing, foul baiting, whatever people want to call it. I will say like he's a foul baiter, but he's damn good at it. So I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah, I mean he's good at drawing fouls. That doesn't.
That's just his play style.
Yeah, any player would take advantage of that.
If Dorian Finney-Smith is trying to set a screen for Luka tonight, and Luka's 6'7" and fat, and tries to flop on him, and actually destroys Dorian Finney-Smith's knee.
Dog, come on, dog.
Nah, come on. This is like Dorian Finney-Smith is never going to set a screen for Luka, but I'm just saying, like, if the time comes and Luka, tries to come like curl around the screen and then flail his legs out and he trips and then he just lands on Dorian Finney-Smith's knee, it could be it for Dorian Finney-Smith for a while. Like I'm just saying, it could happen to anybody.
Is this some internalized hate you're projecting?
Come on, dog.
It sounds like that.
Oh my god.
Luka's 6'7" and fat.
I did not see that coming at all. I wasn't even paying attention at first, and then I heard that part. Oh my god.
Yeah. I see what
it's
you mean.
It's just an example.
Yeah. I see what you mean though. It could be anybody at any time.
100%.
Oh, all right. Another thing I want to bring up to you is, you think Seth Curry might come back?
I hope he does. I know he's got 1 more year left down in Brooklyn, but he looks like he hates it.
Yeah, he does not look like he likes Brooklyn.
It's a bad situation, and it just had to be him. I would have much rather Matisse Thybulle be in that situation down in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But the problem is with that, because it came out later that Matisse wasn't vaxxed, so. Obviously, Sean Marks, needed to know that, and I think that's the reason he didn't trade for Matisse.
Yeah, Matisse
because they were dealing with
at that
point they were dealing with Kyrie.
Yeah, exactly. And then with the mandate being lifted and Kyrie being allowed to play in home games, it changed up. But the thing with Matisse is that I don't know about him. He's only playable.
He's not good.
He's not good.
Yeah, just say it.
He's not good.
Yeah, just say it. He's not good.
He's not good at basketball.
No, he's not.
I mean,
I'm gonna say this. Do you know how old Matisse Thybulle is? If you don't know how old he is, just take a guess.
23, 24?
24.
25.
25?
25?
He's
my god.
Not young. Can't shoot. He's 25. He's not going to turn 26 and have a jump shot. He's got good defense. Don't get me wrong. He's a really good defender. He fouls way too much, gambles way too often, and he's just a playoff liability. And he doesn't work well with someone like Joel or James Harden or something like. I mean, he just does not fit anything I like about the Sixers.
Yeah, I mean, all you need is for the guy to stand in the corner and shoot threes, but he can't even do that.
Oh my god! I mean, we'd be lucky if he hits the rim.
Yeah, exactly. Dude's like a stormtrooper out there. Can't hit shit. All right. Anyways, based on what you said, your plan on next year is get Joel and James healthy, go out there, get it back up big, and run it back?
I say you get a dog. You get PJ Tucker. You get a Pat Bev. You get a Jay Crowder, someone like that. Get a tough guy. Yeah, I'm sick of these Furkan Korkmazes and Shake Miltons.
Furkan Korkmaz. I'm surprised he's still in the league.
Furkan Korkmaz, bro.
He got a new contract last year too. So
I'm surprised him and Niang are still in the league, dude. Like, what do they bring?
I like Niang.
Niang isn't bad.
Niang's cool.
Yeah,
like he's not good in the playoffs. Like Niang is the type of player that will never be good in the playoffs. But I can live with it.
He's a regular season player.
He's a good regular season player, and the Sixers need regular season players to get some of the load off Joel. Because if Joel doesn't do the way he does, I mean, geez, we're gonna be fighting, where Brooklyn was.
Oh no, and especially with
we need
anything can happen. Yeah, you can't be doing that.
Yeah, we need I like George Niang. Like with the Jazz in 2021, he was putrid. I mean, he was the worst player on the court in a series that had Rudy Gobert. So I think that I think that George Niang will never be a good playoff player, but I'm gonna have to live with that because of what he brings stretching the floor alongside Joel, playing back up 4 minutes behind Tobias Harris, who's hit or miss with the 3 points sometimes.
Harris, I'm gonna bring him up in a little bit. Let me bring him up now. Dude's got a huge contract, obviously, and people saying you need to offload that contract. Some people saying you just gotta live with it. What do you say?
I gotta try to trade. You can't not try to trade Tobias. Knowing Daryl Morey, it probably won't get done.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's an Al Horford type thing where he's gonna be effective no matter what. This guy's a specific player.
Yeah, I think that even the Kings were a destination for him, but then they go and get Sabonis. So there's no room for Tobias in the Kings.
Reason for them to get Tobias now.
I really don't see a team where Tobias fits, contractually wise and style wise. Maybe the Knicks or someone.
Just a place where he can just go chuck up shots.
He needs somewhere he can just go and play.
So you're thinking of him being like what Marcus Morris was for the first half season of 2020 with the Knicks.
I see him being more like a Jeremy Grant on the Pistons.
Okay. So just big stats on a bad team.
Empty stats. He's gonna be if he gets traded, he's gonna be Mr. Empty Stats. He's gonna take the title away from Jeremy Grant.
Okay. I can see that. All right.
Empty stats are a scary thing. I remember the Sixers turned down Ben Simmons for Sadiq Bey and Jeremy Grant, and everybody was losing their mind. I was laughing my ass up on Twitter the whole day because people were going crazy at Daryl Morey for not accepting Jeremy Grant and Sadiq Bey. I mean, I like Sadiq Bey a lot, Villanova legend, but I just think it's funny. Empty stats are they're out to get you, man. You gotta be careful. You gotta look out for them.
Yeah, I mean, I think me and Dom had a conversation about that before the trade deadline with a certain player that used to be on our team, huh? Oh, he's not talking now.
Actually, I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, okay,
actually,
okay.
we haven't had an empty stats player since Victor Oladipo.
Wow,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That was a bad joke. First
conference finals, you're just gonna throw him under the bus like that?
Is this his first conference finals?
Yes, it is.
Dang.
Because Orlando.
He was on
Orlando.
He was on the Russ Thunder team, and he was on a bad Magic team.
Yeah. Russ Thunder team did make it past the first round. The Magic team sucked. The Pacers never made it past the first round. That Heat team didn't do shit, and now he's actually playing now.
He was with the Pacers during the bubble.
Yeah, he was with the Pacers during the bubble. He actually wasn't supposed to play in the bubble, but remember, we got swept.
Right.
Yeah. Talking about the Heat.
I definitely remember the bubble because TJ Warren put 50 on us in game 1.
Yeah, and then he disappeared.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's not alive now.
Yes, sir.
He's fucking dead.
You got them buckets in game 1. Or sorry, wasn't it? I think it was a real game. I think it was one of those scrimmage games.
It was the first seeding game.
Oh, okay.
That was my first day on NBA Twitter.
Was it?
It was.
Really?
August 1st of 2020.
How'd you feel?
I was pretty mad.
Yeah.
It was like a running joke that year that like the most random players just light up the Sixers, and we're like, oh, it's gonna end now in the bubble, and it didn't. It was hilarious.
TJ Warren's
Actually,
not a random player. He's averaging 20.
Yeah, TJ Warren. Yeah, TJ Warren's out there giving like everybody buckets.
Like,
not on a bubble level, but he was definitely like.
but he's not a guy that'll give you 50.
If you,
Yeah.
I mean,
Random players like we're saying. I'm gonna say Wayne Ellington giving the Sixers 25 is on the same level as TJ Warren giving the Sixers 50.
That's true.
you know what?
they're on the same tier.
You know what? I'll accept that. I'll accept that.
Can't disagree with that.
Yeah. I mean, TJ Warren has been like MIA for like a while, so it's whatever. Anyways, before we wrap this up, I just want to get y'all's input on these playoff series. Yesterday was game 1 of the Heat Celtics series, where the Celtics had a big lead going on, but kind of like the bubble, the Heat came back and ended up winning the game. So what do y'all make of that? Who do y'all pick to win the series? And what do you think the Celtics need to do to get back in this?
Dom?
Yes, Dom.
There.
Okay, I thought you were starting with Grant. So first series happened or started.
Dom, the answer is easy to this. Like, don't screw this
What?
up. There's a very very easy answer to this.
Could you repeat the question? Good.
All right.
Graham scared me.
All right.
Graham scared me. So now you gotta repeat the question.
All right. Who do y'all have winning the series? What do you make of game 1, and what do the Celtics need to do to get back in this?
Do I have winning the series? Okay, Graham, that's not an easy question.
No. The second part of that.
Oh, okay, wait. Okay, yeah, the second part of that is easy. No shit, they need Al Horford and Marcus Smart
exactly.
back.
Thank you, Dom. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think Marcus Smart is coming back next game, which is probable for the next game, which is great for them. But I don't know who's gonna win this series. Like, Miami is definitely like a good team, but at the same time, their offense is like so disgusting at times that I don't know if I could trust it for like a full series against the Celtics. But then again, the Celtics did play like shit in that second half. And honestly, I mean, both of these teams are built off of defense, and one of these teams is not at their full peak defensively. So I think the Celtics can certainly win the series, and I think the only thing that they need to get back in this is Al Horford, Robert Williams, and Marcus Smart.
All right, I'll take the other side of that because I'm rooting for the Heat in this series. I'll say the two keys for the Heat. One is that Jimmy Butler has to keep outplaying Jason Tatum. If Jimmy Butler can keep outplaying Tatum, they're going to have a really good shot. And the other key is to never play Kyle Lowry. They'll be fine.
Yeah, isn't that kind of weird how like
they're 7-0 in the playoffs without him?
Yeah. The guy's like all over. He's terrible, basically.
I mean,
and personally,
on KG go to Wowie.
And as someone that had to sit through the Lakers not trading Taylor Horton-Tucker for
that's why you have
Kyle
an
Lowry
anti-Luka agenda.
Anti-what agenda?
Lowry agenda.
Yeah, because like if he's shit, I mean, the trade still doesn't make sense to this day. But I mean, it makes me feel better about myself, so it's whatever. The Heat are genuinely like good without him, and it kind of makes you think like Goran could have co-signed to the Heat, but instead he chose to excuse my language, he chose to dick eat with the Nets, and he got first rounded. So
get it right.
That's the higher ambitions. He went to the team that he thought would make it for, and they ended up not making it for. So, but yeah, series could go anywhere. What about you, Cam? What do you think about that series? I know you're a real Celtics truther.
I'm not a Celtics truther, all right. I just don't want the Heat in the finals. This has been known for a while.
I don't like any fun.
I don't want the Heat in the finals.
Any finals that doesn't have the any finals that doesn't have the Celtics.
What'd you say, Graham?
I said I said Alex Cora has him in a
Fuck
chokehold. He
him,
wants the Celtics to win.
Fuck him.
What did DT say? Alex Cora?
AIEX.
Yeah. That's why. Don't
Why are
let
we
him
bringing
for you.
this
That's
shit
why he
up in
wants
the
the Celtics to win.
podcast? This is extremely juvenile. You guys need to stop. All right. I mean, no. If the Celtics lose, I can just troll the shit out of him. So it's cool. It's cool. Anyways.
So what about the series that starts today? Who's winning
Bro, I
game
didn't even
one?
get to finish talking about the Celtics series.
Well, I don't really care.
Okay, dude. All right. Be on time, and then you can say that. All right.
I was actually on time today. Let the record show that I was ready at 6, and my co-host was asleep.
I slept for 2 hours yesterday. All right, they took my.
Well, it's
my
honestly not my fault.
They legitimately, like, my uncle took my melatonin.
You gotta hide that shit.
Yeah. Next time I will. Anyways, I'm picking the Celtics to win because I think after this COVID stuff wears off, Marcus Smart's gonna be back. Fucking Al Horford's gonna be back. They can stop playing Tice on Bam, which is like a war crime. And I think they take it in 6 or 7. I think the series is closer than people think. And Miami has a decent chance to win the series if they keep doing what they did last game. But I think overall with the Celtics guys coming back, they're gonna win, come back and win the series. Did Graham say what he thought, or?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
I think Miami will win. It's going to be the same thing. Like when Miami plays at home, they're going to get off to a slow start, wait for the crowd to trickle in off the insane traffic they have, then they'll be good.
Right.
It's kind of unfair. They play the entire first quarter with 25% of the fans in the arena.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny how for 2 years removed from the bubble, I forget what the quote specifically was, but it's kind of funny how Tyson and Bam just always find themselves dancing around each other, and Tice is usually cooked.
Yeah,
it's really funny.
It's a fucking war crime whenever Tice is paired up with Bam. It's it's hard.
Yeah.
To see.
Yeah.
Cammy and Donovan, did you guys see the quote from Bam today talking about the game?
What did he say?
He said the energy shifted. You think that's a jab at Jaylen Brown's tweet?
What was Jaylen Brown?
What was Jaylen Brown's tweet?
Jaylen Brown tweeted in January, right before the Celtics went on their insane run. The energy is about to shift.
The energy is about to shift.
Wow! Damn!
I mean, it could be a shot. Knowing Bam, knowing the Miami Heat, they could be like that. Because I deadass would not be surprised if they were like that.
Knowing Jimmy Butler, he probably has that stapled onto every locker, that tweet.
Stapled on his wall and stuff.
Yeah, knowing Jimmy Butler, it's probably on everybody's locker, printed out 3 pages of those tweets. Or the energy shifting, that's a common phrase within basketball. So it could be either way.
That's crazy. If he's actually talking to Jalen, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a shot. It could be some other shit, but I could be calculated. What am I saying? With these guys, with the damn Miami Heat, I have no I wouldn't put it past them. That's all I'm saying. But let's get to this series that's starting today. In 10 minutes. So let's wrap this up quickly. The Mavericks and the Warriors series. So the Suns were taken out last round, second round, by Luka and the Mavs, and the discourse was just fucking terrible. They let Patrick Beverley get a word in, and that's never good.
And yeah, can I add on to that James Jones basically said that they're bringing back the same team. So
and without Ayton possibly.
Yeah, without Ayton. So I mean, Bismack Biyombo starting at center is definitely interesting. Shout out to Bismack Biyombo. He's a great player, great dude. But starting at center is not that great.
Owns LeBron.
What?
Okay. Okay, Graham. Okay. All right.
That's a joke, by the way. He doesn't actually own LeBron. Let's be real.
No. It's fine.
I do agree. First of all, the Suns losing put a good relief on me, because now the Sixers are no longer the laughing stock of the NBA. That was pretty cool to see. James Harden and Embiid had like 2, maybe 1.5 days of discourse, and it all shifted to Devin Booker and
Well, yeah,
CP3.
because like the 76ers, like they lost to a team that they like they're the higher seed and everything. Like I expect with Joel like playing, even if they would have lost, I would have been like, okay. I mean, they got clowned because like it really shouldn't have gotten clowned because they played like most of his.
That's not what you were saying earlier. That's all I'm gonna say.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! I'm just comparing the two series. I'm just saying the Suns got clowned more because in a Game 7 setting, pre-game, you're
relatively healthy, by the way.
fully healthy. In the pre-game room, you're dancing around. I don't know if you guys saw the video. The video is so stupid. Every time I see it, like they look like fucking idiots in that like little room. Just like Game 7.
It's got to be a troll video. That's got to be like
It should be a troll video. It's like that. I don't know if y'all saw that Max is Nice video where he's like talking to his girl or something.
Yeah, I see.
No, Max is Nice. No, my favorite Max is Nice troll video right now is him doing the whoop that trick as Draymond Green.
My favorite one is probably the Ja Morant gritty dance. That one's iconic.
The one where he was like tiptoeing.
Yeah,
I mean he's throwing ass, bro.
It's that or the fucking you know the one like walk down to Subway with me. That one.
but like just to see them doing that stupid shit before a Game 7 pissed me off so much, and I was like,
and then pissing their pants when they actually get in, because they lost by like a record number. They lost by like 30-40 or something.
Yeah, and then there's Chris Paul. I mean, Chris Paul wasn't in the room dancing, but like he basically didn't decide to start.
A family man playing the game the right way.
He didn't decide to start playing basketball until the fourth quarter. So it's like,
yeah, I mean, ever since the guy turned 37 years old, it's just been downhill.
Yeah, might be time to hang it up soon. Maybe 38, 39. It might be time to look to coach a basketball team.
I think he's gonna hang it up at 38 or 39. I think so. But anyways,
I think he's gonna have to play with LeBron before he hangs it up.
Not everybody. I mean, if he wants to come and play with LeBron, I mean, he might as well come do it next year. I know we got a solid young point guard that can definitely fit with the
okay, now say it without
yeah.
Wait, what? What'd you say? He's 30. He's 32. That's not that. That's younger than Chris Paul.
I thought you were talking about PhD.
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about Westbrook.
Westbrook.
I've seen like trade packages and shit. Even though I really highly doubt that they trade for Russell Westbrook right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of Russell Westbrook, I've seen so many people like use Chris Paul's failure to like praise Westbrook. It's so funny with the lengths that Westbrook fans go.
It's stupid. I mean,
It's like Luka winning Game 7, and then somehow like Raptor fans like are praising Kawhi because he eliminated Luka 2 years in a row. Like, you don't understand how hard that is to do. Like, it has no correlation whatsoever. I digress. That's just my tangent. I need to get that off my chest.
Yeah, I mean that's why you're on here. That's why you're on here. And Dom, I need an apology because you texted me when I said Graham was gonna be on there. You were like, "What's your obsession with Sixers fans?"
I did say that. But
you apologize to me right now.
I'm sorry, Graham. That's just because the last Sixers fan we had on here, I was definitely surprised to say the least.
You want to say something else?
She's a great person. I just didn't expect to. Didn't expect to spend 30 minutes
talking about
barely listening to Sixers.
More quality, less quantity. That's how you gotta do it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right. Yeah.
Exactly. More calling Luka fat and less like ranting. All right. Well, with Game 1 starting soon, I'm just gonna come out here. I want the Mavs to win the series, but I think it's gonna be the Warriors. I want the Mavs because I want new blood in the NBA Finals. I want Mavs Celtics, because, two guys that have never been to the finals. So I want them to win, but I think the Warriors are going to ultimately come out on top. What do y'all think?
Me personally, I can't have people comparing 2020 Luka to 2009 LeBron.
It's always agendas in here.
Yeah. So all right, but but at the same time, it's the Warriors. I really don't care which way the series goes either way. I think the Warriors win. I like him. I just don't want people to compare him to like 2007, 2009 LeBron because it's a stupid comparison.
That's understandable. Yeah. I think all the.
No, that's not understandable at all. Come on, Dom. You're changing the way you're rooting for a playoff series because of 13-year-old young boy.
No.
Yeah.
No. I'm saying like I don't care either way which way the series goes, but it's the Warriors. I don't want to see the Warriors in the finals anymore.
Look, I like Luka a lot. I just don't like the fact that his demeanor, like he has like complaining demeanor, like he's got like mad resting face. You know how it is? Like, it's just like he's got like something with his demeanor. It just rubs me the wrong way. Maybe that's just me, but I like his game. I think he's a really good player. I love his passing more than anything that he does. But I'm a big Klay Thompson fan, and he's probably one of my favorite players in the league. I'm rooting for Klay Thompson. I hope it goes 7.
Okay.
Actually, I hate Klay Thompson with a burning passion.
What the hell did Klay Thompson do to you?
To what?
What the hell could Klay Thompson possibly have done to you, Dom?
That's just personal reasons that I really don't want to get into right now. I don't like him. Simply that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's cool to hate like people on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I'm what the internet deems as a hater. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, I mean we're kept going up on 1 hour 2 minutes. This is a great podcast. I hope it was worth the wait. Thank you, Graham, for being on here. Really appreciate you taking the time out of your day, or multiple days actually, to be on the podcast.
No, it's good.
to be on the podcast. Promote anything you want right now because this is your time.
Yeah, so I've been working on a project. Me and my friend Sixers Justin, Sixers fan. We have a podcast called Scenes from the Spectrum. And if you don't know, like the Spectrum uniforms that the Sixers had, their new city uniforms. The Spectrum was their old arena before the Wells Fargo Center. So we got a cool twist on the paying homage to the Spectrum. So we got the Scenes from the Spectrum podcast. We've actually taken a 4-week hiatus because we're owned by Philly Sports Today, which is a website, media company within Philadelphia, and we're going through some like really big changes. We're getting overlays, microphones, producers. Like the podcast is going to be good, like sponsors. It's going to be a professionally ran podcast.
How long have you been doing
and we
for?
started when we got Harden, so we've done.
Damn.
I think we've done 8 episodes.
Dom, we got
just like
Dom,
once
we got
a
some
week.
catching up to do.
I think
We'll be available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all of that. There'll be a video version of it for that, so it'll be cool and interactive. We literally just got a producer yesterday for it. That's really cool. Added element. A lot of layers to it. It should be really fun. I can't wait for our fun segments that we have during the summer. And it's a good place for me because I hate Doc Rivers, and I can express my hate with Doc Rivers.
Yeah.
Anytime I want to.
Yeah.
And I didn't even get to Doc Rivers because it's just a given. He should be fired, but
Yeah.
It's good for me. It's good for me, just get that off my chest.
Yeah. That answers another thing I wanted to ask about Doc Rivers, but y'all go check.
You shouldn't even ask.
Yeah. It should go without. It should go without saying. But anyways, y'all make sure y'all follow Graham on there. Check out his podcast. Good friend of mine. From the lives around the Atlanta area, I believe. Right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, sir.
We're not too far away from each other.
Yes, sir.
We would be closer, like in a couple weeks. will be closer.
Really? Okay. Now that
And we're both finishing up school.
yeah,
About to graduate.
Yeah, that's true. You're in.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
Tammy.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, thank you for being on here again. Thank you for keeping up with like our terrible schedule. But you know, from the three of us, we hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you at the start of the next round, man. Y'all take care now.